Welcome to ABC Interactive English. I'm your host, Winnie.
And I'm Matt.
And today we will be talking about trying things. We will be talking about our new dialogue, which is part B, I will try. And of course, we are talking about kind of like extracurriculars, you know, things that you do in your spare time. And today we just so happen to be talking about sports, which I do know my friend Matt over here loves sports.
I like sports. I play Gaelic football, which is an odd sport that most people haven't heard of. And yeah, I always played sports growing up. I played, rugby and soccer. And yeah, I continue to play sports now.
Yeah, you're a very sporty guy. I, however, am not so sporty anymore. When I was younger, I did a lot of sports. But I guess it's kind of one of those things where you either grow out of it or you kind of, it becomes a part of you. And I think it's safe to say, Matt, that is a big part of your identity, which is sports.
I guess now it is, but I kind of did grow out of it for about more than 10 years. I didn't really play any competitive sports. So I would still, do some cycling, riding a bike around. But other than that, I wasn't playing any team sports until I started playing Gaelic football again 4 years ago. So
would you say that break in between kind of made you fall back in love for it? Like, miss it?
But maybe miss, I didn't really miss it. I think I didn't know that I missed it. It wasn't until I started playing again that I realized I was missing that from my life, having that kind of competition in my life. So.
Right. Well, I think safe to say the most important thing is to at least give it your best. And that is very appropriate for today's article, or dialogue, I should say, which is called I Will Try.
Grace is helping Wayne with something.
You're so good at sports, Grace. I can't even swim or ride a bike.
You shouldn't be so hard on yourself. Everyone is good at different things.
I would like to believe that, but I can't.
Hello everyone, today we're looking at part B, which is called I Will Try, and it's going to be a dialogue between two people.
And today we have our friends Grace and Wayne, and Grace is helping Wayne with something. We don't know what they're doing, but let's see what Grace is helping him with.
All right, so I will read for Wayne and Winnie will read for Grace. So Wayne says, "You're so good at sports, Grace."
Oh, okay. So Grace is very sporty. And to have the word sports, our noun, it just means, a physical activity that might require some skill. So rather than just, running and walking, most sports, they might require other types of skills. Like maybe you have to have really good hand-eye coordination. You have to be really good dribbling a ball, or maybe throwing something with accuracy. So sports is really important for, a lot of people who are developing kind of that connection with their mind and their body.
That's right, and Grace is very good at them, at least according to Wayne.
Right.
Wayne thinks Grace is very good at sports. Okay, let's cut to Tina now.
Hi, I'm Tina. 我们来看一下刚刚对话里提到的单字跟文法重点。首先来看看单字的部分。Sports 名词，运动的总称。I like watching sports on weekends. 我喜欢在周末看运动比赛。我们再来看一下文法重点。刚刚对话提到了 Somebody is good at something. 某人擅长某事物。Good 在这里指的是擅长的、精通的。我们来看看这个例句。Jeff is really good at playing the piano. Jeff 弹钢琴弹得非常好。接着我们回到课文当中。
All right, now coming back to what Wayne says. He says, I can't even swim or ride a bike.
Ooh, I can kind of relate with Wayne because I actually didn't know how to ride a bike until I was like 10 or 11, which is late. for some kids.
Well, both of these things are things that someone can learn to do. So you can learn really at any time in your life.
Yeah, that's true.
But so Wayne says, I can't even swim. So to swim is when an animal uses its limbs or its body to propel itself through water. So an animal or any living thing that is pushing itself, moving itself through the water, they are swimming. So most animals are born knowing how to swim.
Right.
Like dogs don't need to learn how to swim, but unfortunately, people need to learn how to swim. It's something that you're not really born with. You do need to have someone teach you how to swim properly.
And I think it's always a good idea, maybe not riding a bike, but swimming is definitely, I think, pretty important just in case you're on a boat and something bad happens. But then we also have the word bike, and we have it as a noun, which is basically the short form of a bicycle. And a bicycle is just a mode of transportation that has two wheels. So a bike, you will probably see them on the street in Taipei a lot too, because we have a lot of U-bikes, we have a lot of rideshare bikes, and those are great for people who are pretty good at riding a bike, I would say, because if you're riding on the road, that with all these cars and motorcycles, it'd be pretty important to know how to ride a bike well. So let's continue with the dialogue. Grace then continues the conversation and says, you shouldn't be so hard on yourself. And of course, she is talking about how her friend Wayne says, I don't know how to swim. I don't know how to ride a bike. And of course, at this point, he might feel a little bit embarrassed. He might kind of feel a little bit ashamed. But Grace is saying, you shouldn't be so hard on yourself. Everyone is good at different things.
But you know what? I don't think Grace should just say that, because I think anyone can learn to swim or ride a bike at any age.
True.
It's not something you need to be very good at sports to do.
Sure.
So I think Grace should tell Wayne, well, you should go take swimming lessons, or maybe I'll teach you to ride a bike.
Right.
These are things that Wayne can go learn, I think. He doesn't need to not be able to do these things.
Yeah, the second part of this dialogue should be her teaching him these things. Well, let's go see what Tina has to say.
我们来看一下刚刚对话里提到的单字 swim 动词游泳，它的三态是 swim, swam, swum. I swam in the lake last weekend. 我上周末在湖里游泳。bike 名词脚踏车。Brian rides his bike to school every day. Brian 每天骑脚踏车上学。文法的部分刚刚提到了 A is hard on B. A 对 B 苛刻。Hard 表示苛刻的、严厉的。我们来看看这个例句。My coach is very hard on me, but I know he wants me to improve. 我的教练对我很严格，但我知道他是希望我进步。接着我们回到课文当中。
Getting back to our dialogue, Wayne responds to Grace by saying, I would like to believe that, but I can't. So Wayne is very sad about his situation, not being able to swim or ride a bike. He doesn't believe that people are good at different things. So I guess Wayne's, not very confident. He doesn't think he's good at many things, and it's sad to hear that Wayne feels this way.
Or maybe Wayne is very realistic and he thinks of himself as a danger to everyone else. He's just going to ride on his bike and accidentally hit someone. So maybe he's thinking of others.
Maybe you're right. So maybe, Wayne is very thoughtful in that case.
Yes. All right. Well, let's go to the second part of the dialogue and we'll be right back.
You must not think that way. It isn't good for you.
I know. What should I do? Can you help me?
You can do many things, Wayne. So you should believe in yourself.
That won't be easy for me, but I will try.
Also, you shouldn't compare yourself to anyone else.
Welcome back. So before the break, we had our dialogue with Grace and Wayne. And Wayne really thinks that Grace is so good at sports. So he really admires that she is so good at these things. And he says that he is not good at any sports. He can't even swim or ride a bike. Grace, wants to cheer Wayne up. So she told him, everyone is good at different things. People are good at different things. You don't need to be good at sports. And Wayne, sounding very sad, says he wishes he could believe that. So I don't know, Wayne must not be feeling great right now, but maybe Grace can cheer him up.
Right, maybe he's tried in the past and he just hasn't succeeded. Well, then Grace continues the dialogue by saying, you must not think that way. It isn't good for you. So right now she kind of senses Wayne's, lack of confidence. And maybe it's like what we said about how he's tried before and he just feels really discouraged because maybe some people who aren't naturally good at sports, but that's not to say that that's something you can practice.
That's right. So now Wayne says, I know. What should I do? Can you help me?
So he wants to get better.
Wayne wants to be better. He wants to, know that he can be good at some things, but he needs help, and he's asking for help from Grace.
Right. So yeah, he's asking, can you help me? And of course, Grace replies by saying, you can do many things, Wayne, so you should believe in yourself.
Okay, and so how should Wayne believe in himself? Well, when we use this expression to believe in something, we mean to have confidence in something or to have the idea that something is able to do well. So if you believe in yourself, that means you have self-confidence. You know that you are able to do things, that if you try things, you can get better at things, that if you want to learn to swim, you can go out and learn to swim or ride a bike in this case.
Right, and there are many things that people can believe in. You can also believe in concepts. So a lot of the times it's something that you can think you are able to do. And in this case, Grace is telling Wayne, hey, as long as you're trying, as long as you believe in yourself, there's nothing you can't do. So let's go and see what Tina has to say.
我们来看一下刚刚对话里提到的文法。Believe in 相信有信心，这是一个不可以分开的动词片语，可以表示相信某人的能力或相信某事物的存在。我们来看看这个例句。Some people still believe in magic. 有些人依然相信魔法的存在。补充说明一下 ，believe 也可以当作认为、觉得，比如课文当中的用法。我们来看看这个例句 ：I believe it's going to rain later. 我觉得等一下会下雨。接着我们回到课文当中。
Okay, and now Wayne responds to Grace by saying, that won't be easy for me, but I will try. So he is saying that believing in himself won't be easy for him, but he will try. And I think maybe he should believe in his ability to believe in himself, and that will make it easier for him.
Step one is to believe that you can believe in yourself. Then Grace replies and says, also, you shouldn't compare yourself to anyone else because as we know in the first part of the dialogue, he starts the whole conversation by being kind of, I wouldn't say jealous, but he's really trying to compare himself to Grace by saying, wow, Grace, you are so great at sports. I wish I were more like you. But, Grace is saying that, thanks, but, have some confidence in yourself. Don't compare yourself to anyone else. And by else, this adjective, it means in addition to or another. Someone else means someone other than yourself. And he tends to kind of think of other people and put himself in that position. So I think that's probably not the best way to start.
Yeah, probably not. All right, well, now let's go to Tina. 我
们来看一下刚刚对话里提到的单字 else 形容词其他的。Is there anything else you need? 你还需要其他东西吗？接着我们回到课文当中。
Okay, so we've seen in this dialogue that, Wayne doesn't have confidence, he doesn't believe in himself, but it's important to try to do that so that, he can have the confidence to learn and try new things.
Right. And it's always best to, even if you don't feel confident in something, at least try. Because maybe you might have I find that the times where I had low confidence, but I try anyway, I find out I'm actually good at something I never thought I would be. So the first step is always, believe in yourself. And then number 2, try.
That's right. Okay, now let's review the dialogue again, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Grace is helping Wayne with something.
You're so good at sports, Grace. I can't even swim or ride a bike.
You shouldn't be so hard on yourself. Everyone is good at different things.
I would like to believe that, but I can't.
You must not think that way. It isn't good for you.
I know. What should I do? Can you help me?
You can do many things, Wayne. So you should believe in yourself.
That won't be easy for me, but I will try.
Also, you shouldn't compare yourself to anyone else.
我们来复习一下这一课的重点单字跟文法。单字的部分 ，sports 名词，运动的总称 ；swim 动词，游泳 ；bike 名词，脚踏车 ；else 形容词，其他的。接着我们来看文法的部分。Somebody is good at something， 某人擅长某事物。Not everyone is good at math， 并不是每个人都精通数学。A is hard on B， A 对 B 苛刻。Why are you so hard on Erica？ 你为什么要对 Erica 如此苛刻？ Believe in 相信，有信心。Miss Jones believes in all of us. Jones 老师对我们所有人都有信心。Kim believes in love at first sight. Kim 相信一见钟情这回事。Believe 也可以当作认为、觉得。以上就是这一课的重点单字跟文法，那我们下一课再见喽，拜拜。
Are you a fan of opera? Or maybe an appreciator of dramatic plays or musical productions? If so, today's location is one you will be interested in. The National Taichung Theater hosts a wide variety of performance types across its many venues. Let's learn about this spectacular location. Toyo Ito designed the National Taichung Theater and introduced the idea of the sound cave. The structure is made up of a series of curved walls, and the main color is a simple white. The entrance lobby has a glass door for natural lighting. Green belts and waterways run from the outside to the inside. The theater has 8 floors, 2 basement levels, and 6 above the ground. There are 3 special elements at the National Taichung Theater. Curved walls, the outside of the theater is like slices of cheese with holes. The theater has 58 curved wall pieces and 1,372 support pieces. Water screen system. A water screen system prevents fires. When there is a fire, sprinklers produce a thin screen of water to keep the fire from spreading. Underfloor cooling system. Cold water pipes run under the building. Air vents are in the upper section of the walls. The temperature stays around 21 degrees Celsius to 23 degrees Celsius from the floor to 2 meters above. The National Taichung Theater is a beautifully designed building that offers many different kinds of performances to enjoy. If you like the performing arts, you should definitely visit the National Taichung Theater